Good evening. Today I'll be talking about action without idle thoughts. Why workflow phases put you on a rhythm that prevents you from being idle. From one task to another, you understand that you need to get this work done. You have either one screen or a piece of paper to look at, then you start going right at it. Same thing goes with work. Workers at a retail shop will start a rhythm once foot traffic comes in the shop, passing one order to the next, rotating tasks. All of it is done without distraction. One can only imagine a manager's look on their face when they see you waiting around with a long line of people trying to check out. In terms of productivity, this is the kind of work that you want completed without missing a beat. One task. It's enough to understand the feeling of what it means to be in that flow state, moving from one point to another with the objective of getting the job done right. Of course, how you feel about the work that you're doing depends on each person's work ethics. And so I'll give a little smoothie shop example. All the people coming in and just making simple orders. So the flow from foot traffic to completing orders and, work at the desk. Now let's begin. The focus on today's topic is more on workflow phases and understanding how you can get yourself into a workflow state is that you'd like to have one task. And I introduce this idea into this topic because, it's enough to understand the feeling of what it means to be in that flow state, to have this workflow phase, such as phase one, maybe taking up to 45 minutes or possibly an hour in doing that work that you like completed. And so when you start with one task, you want to work on the habit. You want to build that habit. You want to make sure that you have that habit locked in, especially if you're doing the same task over and over again without disruption, that you finally have a workflow phase that you can build off of. And so as soon as you have one, then you have two, and then you have three. And next thing you know, you're able to move from one task to another without any interruption. And you'll be able to complete this within 3 hours or even more, depending on how dedicated, how focused you are in that work that you're working on. And so, why I made that last point around how you feel about the work that you're doing, depending on each person's work ethics, is because when you're at work, sometimes a work shift may depend. It's what you make it. At times, you feel like you're hardly like pushing through the day, and you're not really into that work that you're doing, and so you're not sure if it's a workflow state because it's something that you like, and you're just doing it just to get paid, and you can work off something else. You can possibly work off of a hobby, such as playing an instrument, working out, playing a sport could be another one as well. You're in the zone, you're playing the match, you're working with your teammates, you're passing the ball, and you're trying to get those points. And coming right back to work. Let's say this smoothie shop example. You're working behind the desk, and you have the foot traffic, a long line of people, about possibly 10 line of people waiting for a smoothie. And so each person comes by and you take their order, and so they pass that on to someone else to create the sandwiches, and then you're the one making the smoothie. And and you're possibly reading off of a checklist to make sure, well, I have to have this, I have to have, let's say, ice, the fruit, and some sweeteners for the smoothie. So you need to have these 3 points to understand that I'm used to this. I understand what to do because I've done it for some time. Maybe I've done it for maybe 3 weeks or possibly a year working at the smoothie shop. And you get the job done, and then the food order is probably sent over you right to the table. The point I'm trying to make here is this task, this smoothie making and working off of the orders, it's a rotation, and so this is similar to a workflow state. And when you're working in this rotation without distraction, you may possibly start doing different tasks as well because they're related to work. Let's say maybe you're cleaning some equipment, possibly wiping down the tables. That's another thing, and much more. There's a lot of examples to work off of here. But the point is, without distraction and to have that rhythm, you want to try just one task and see how it's like. Especially if it's a personal task that you like done, you'd like to work on, maybe an exercise goal. You can start working on push-ups, and you can work off of that every single day without distraction, possibly 10 minutes, or maybe you can work up off from that and have 40 minutes of time to yourself without distraction. So give these things a try, and I would definitely love to hear back from Find the Geeks forum or even on the comments below. All right, until next time.